If I were to come up with a team that would bring out my full potential, it'd be this. I'm gonna be honest, I am pretty excited for this though, because Hit is a Super Bosses buff, and we're here to see Super Bosses flourish. Now, we do have a special guest starring the man in the middle, the metal man we have, Magetta. So let's go through Hit first. This is the friend unit, but you can see he's bringing out his full potential with that level 10 links. We've got the time skip, raise attack and defense, immense damage, and a high chance to stun. And then his kit, ooh, let's go through that. We've got the intro, when there are 2 tournament participant allies or another Universe 6 ally on the team, when the entry turn. We've got evasion chance of 20% up, defense of 160%, and additional super for 6 turns. The basic effects: key +2, attack and defense +200%, high chance to crit, high chance to dodge, additional with a great chance of being a super. Okay. When attacking with 12 or more key, we get attack and defense +100. For every attack performed, we get attack +60 within the turn. For every attack evaded, defense +60, and dodge chance of 6% within the turn. Every time the character performs a super attack 3 or more times in battle, we get attacked enemy attack and defense -30% up to once within turn. He seals the super, and then he attack breaks them up to once within turn. When the target is in the following status: HP is 60% or less, attack and defense, attack down, defense down, stunned, or sealed, we get attack +60, and then guaranteed to hit, which is good, I guess. I mean, his name is Hit, and then we'll go through the improvement later. So, we have world's worst banner unit here, Magetta, with the Volcano Explosion, supreme damage, raise attack and defense by 30% of allies for 2 turns. Then we've got this, key +1, attack and defense was 200%, 30% damage reduction. When receiving an attack, he gets attack and defense +200%. When all allies in the turn are Universe 6 characters, he randomly changes orders of a certain type to physical and guards. When attacking with 12 or more key, all allies defense +20, and then Universe 6 allies attack +20. Okay. When receiving a super attack, we get 20% damage reduction. We get extra 20% damage reduction once only, and then you get stunned for 3 turns. Okay. So yeah, typical floater right here. As you can see, he only has 6 links because I don't know. Anyway, Kale is not going to be so good here, so we're actually going to float her off, keep Magetta on rotation. Maybe he could aid us in battle right here. So, since he's physical, he's going to do well against Vegeta anyway. Let's see how we do. Now, Kale over here might not do so well. Okay, thank you, Hit. So, yeah, Hit. I think he is going to be a very good he's going to be a very good unit, right? Because he stacks. These fights are long. They're taking like half an hour to do. Like, not even that, like half an hour, depending on if you like hidden potential on teams and stuff like that. Okay, and normal, for nothing. He does 0. And he's fine. So Magetta with the, whoa. Is that a 1.8 million I see? This guy's insane, dude. He's insane. At least he's gonna help us out, right? Because the attack and defense raised for 2 turns, so she's at 4 million. Now, Kayla's also a stacker, but she's also past her prime. So as you can see, the numbers ain't so high, but I mean, she does guard when I think it's all allies of Universe 6, right? She's taking some damage. Yeah, we're gonna need her next to Khalifa. Now, lucky for us, we have her right here with the guaranteed evasion. So we're actually going to keep these two together because, as you can see, we share some stuff, right? We have Supreme Warrior, Experienced Fighters, Cold Judgment, Infighter, Shocking Speed, Warriors of Universe 6, and Fierce Battle. It must be the worst links I've ever seen. Actually, no, Magetta takes that cape. But I mean, we have Jiren, right? So we have a few of our links up, like Cold Judgment, Infighter. We got Cauliflower in here, so we get Warriors, you know, at 6. It's like for the teams you're gonna run him on, I feel like it's an okay link set, especially because you can link him next to the improvement hit for the full 7. You know, we're not doing too much, but leave the damage to hit, right? Leave the damage to the hits, and maybe Gloria, because he's here, you know, guest starring as well. Now, would I say you summon for hit? Probably not, because they're gonna return for worldwide. So even if you're a hit fan, if you're looking for like a good banner to summon on, then wait for worldwide. But if you're like me and you want to see super bosses flourish, right? You want to see super bosses bloom. Then I don't know, maybe if you are truly a hit fan, then maybe 90k. Okay. Well, here comes Gloria. Anyway, I actually haven't seen this intro. But yeah, it's like super bosses. We tried our best, right? I've made a video on everything I talk. Well, not everything I talk about, but a lot of things I talk about in these videos. I've made a video on, just so I can use it as a reference, right? I've made a video, and we didn't even use full super bosses, but we came close, right? I think you need 4 or 6. Anyway, we came close to winning, but we lost. And so after that, you know, I'm like, no, we're not doing that again. We're gonna beat this the Amatsu intended way, the Amatsu approved way, and we're gonna wait for buffs. Now hit is gonna be a really good. Okay. I think this is mine. Ooh. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, so we are back. Didn't really go so well. Now, when I was making this team, I was thinking, man, Jiren, standby Jiren, you know, full power Jiren, surely he's on accelerated battle. He is not. So I decided, you know, mid game, I decided to take off Jiren, and I added UI Goku. Now, Kale is still on the team, and she's gonna be coming in on turn 3, so I'm gonna keep Cauliflower, just because she's got the guaranteed dodge. Vegeta being a pure Saiyan is actually so good. Let's give this to you, and then we'll have UI. So we've got right here, Shocking Speed, Warriors of Universe 6, and Fierce Battle. Is the set, you know, utter garbage, right? But if you're good enough, the link set doesn't matter, right? If you can get those high stats, those stacks, it doesn't matter, you know? Now Cauliflower, you know, straight zeros. We're at 4.9. Once we get like Gloria in the field, you know, Gloria, once he hits the field, we'll be looking a lot better. UI will just be floating around, and you know, we'll have a great time with this hit. Because honestly, I think he will be very good. I really do. Or at least better than Blue Kaioken. I haven't tested him out, but you know, from what I'm seeing, it's like we might be in for another installment of like you know, what do I call it? It would be the art of dividing a community. That's what I call it, right? The first one was Bardock. That did pretty well, honestly. That video did pretty well. The Bardock one, AGL Bardock, where people were saying that he wasn't good, when really like he is. And like free to play as well. Like he's better than the Dokkan Fest Easy A. And yeah, the Easy A's a year old, but they also like didn't really do much for him. Anyway, here's Glorious, hit the field. Honestly, I kind of like the English dub voice. So here's Magetta. Now I don't trust Magetta in slot 1. Does he have dodge built in? No, he doesn't. You know what's funny is that he has the stun right here. So you can see like the stun symbol. Hit also has... No, he doesn't have the stun symbol. I guess not. Oh, never mind. But yeah, the stun symbol, because he has that ability, right? But the only issue is that most of the time, when you see that they have the stun ability, it would be like for the boss, right? But in this case, it's his. So like, I'm not gonna purposely die right here by putting Magetta in slot 1. But if Vegeta was just like any other boss, and he could super in any slot, like Magetta, like he legit, like he might be the worst unit you've ever seen. Like, I'm not even joking. He might just be the worst unit I've ever seen. Because why would you run him? He supports when attacking. If you don't know what that means, it means he has to attack, right? He has to attack. And the boss can attack before we can. As you can see, Vegeta, he caught us to the normal. We does the super. I'm pretty sure we does the super. But it's like the fact that the boss can attack before we can is what makes Magetta so terrible. Because he raises allies' attacking defense by 30% for 2 turns. And yeah, that's a really good ability. But that's something you'd want in slot 1, right? If they gave that to Hit, who's meant to be a slot 1 unit with his dodge, that would have been much better, right? No, I honestly feel like maybe they would have been a bit overboard, right? Maybe it would have been too much to give him stacking, and then he also buffs allies' attack and defense, who knows? That would have been crazy. But it's sort of like they made a compromise with Magetta, but it's just not worth it, right? You're never gonna run him outside of like memes, right? He's not even like a Pycon Tech Android meme. He's worse than Raditz. In my opinion, he's a worse offender than Raditz. Because take a look at Universe 6 for a second, right? Let's go off him, right? One of his only 2 teams is Universe 6. He's not even on Super Bosses, right? So, let's see who's usable here. Well, we have Caulifla. We have the new Hit. And that's it. That's it. Right? That's it. Maybe if the situation is perfect, you can use Kale next to Caulifla, because the Kale Caulifla rotation, right? The Kefla rotation, right? If your luck is supreme, you can use Kefla, right? And if you're feeling frisky, right, you can bring in Vardos. If you're feeling frisky, right, if you want a bit, if you know you've got luck on your side, you can bring Vardos. Because all these dodge characters, Kale isn't really a dodge character. She's more of like she's supposed to be the tank, but she's aged, right? So she can't really tank, right? But these dodge merchants right here, I don't know. And they throw Magetta on here as if it's supposed to be a buff, right? They're saying, yeah, here you go. Here you go. He's only got 6 links. Universe 6, am I right? Anyway, enough ranting. We're here for Hit. Now, since Hit is a stacker, we don't really want to float him off. But since we have the friend anyway, it's fine. So, we'll give this to you. Now, here's the thing. If I split up Kale and Caulifla, Kale will die. Because she needs a Caulifla. Whereas, like, Caulifla doesn't need Kale because she's got guaranteed dodge anyway. It's like they do you think they thought that guaranteed dodge is the same as, like, I don't know, what does she even have? 160% attack and defense, or like guard or whatever? Because it's not equal. The only reason we can use this KO is because who else are we using, right? Who else are we using? Hit's leader skill is like that'd probably be the only thing I'd change about him. Well, I'd also give him guard as well. So yeah, you can see she's not taking too much damage, but that's because there's a Caulifla rotation. You float her off and she's on her own and she's cooked, right? It's over. It is true to the series, but when you've got a game like this, when you have a team they don't really buff a whole lot, it's like it doesn't really work well. They want us to, like, in that seriously serious duel, they're saying, hey, use 6 Universe 6 characters. Yippee! Let's bust out Kale, shall we? Anyway, this guy's doing pretty well. 14 million. I've just been yapping away and he's been slapping away, right? Look at him go. And that's mine as well. Now we can revive with UI. We can also do that. Now, honestly, there's no reason not to. There's really no reason. It's actually so amazing how they built this guy, because the improvement is not like a sacrifice, right? It's not like, what could we say? Let's go off a unit, right? Let's go off, who could we go off? I don't know. Let's go super bosses, right? So it's like more akin to like Broly versus like Fusion Zamasu, right? Because Fuse Zamasu, you transform, you domain, and he goes infinite. You can't be touched, but he doesn't really do too much, right? It's more like it's like a Jiren, right? We could compare him to Jiren. So Jiren in his standby, once he goes standby mode, he's really good. I honestly don't really know what to do. No. A better comparison would probably be these two right here. Because Kale and Khalifa that fuse into Kefla, it's like, you have the choice. Do you want to keep stacking? Or do you want to switch to Kefla, where you can do more damage, you get a heal, but you also lose the defense of stacking? Now, we don't actually have like the transformed Tech Kefla right here. But Tech Kefla doesn't stack defense. Well, I mean, I'm saying this pre-EZA, right? So it's sort of like the trade-off with these two, you know, on release, because you're not using them now, is that, do you want to stack defense, or do you want to finish the fight now? Whereas with this hit, I mean, it's called improvement for a reason. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the improvement, and we're going to check it out.
A worthy rival is what inspires evolution in a warrior's talents. And I'll keep on improving.
I'm sorry for all that yapping, but this is my outlet. Vegeta's not supering? Oh no, wait. Okay, so... Oh no, it's when all allies are Universe 6, yeah. If that's the case, I think I'll float off UI. We'll keep him floating. The only issue is that we lose shocking speed. Whatever. So we'll take a look at improved hit, the time skip. Greatly raised attack and defense, immense damage, and great chance to stun. What is this? Evolution in stance. Okay. Key +3. Attack and defense plus 250%. No, 260% even. Great chance to crit. Great chance to dodge. Additional super. He does an additional with a great chance of being a super. Attacks guaranteed to hit. Attacked enemy attack and defense -30. Seals the attacked enemy super attack. When attacking with 12 or more key, get attack and defense plus 160%. And then he interrupts the enemy's attack. For every attack performed, attack plus 66% within the turn. For every attack received or evaded, defense plus 66%, and chance to evade enemy's attack plus 6% within the turn. When all allies in the same turn are Universe 6 characters, he foresees enemy super attacks. Okay. When receiving an attack from the enemies hit by this character's super, he gets an additional 16% chance to dodge. So that's very good. Now his active skill, the time skip / Molotov. I honestly don't know what that. Why is it called time skip / Molotov? Anyone know? Anyway, can be activated when HP is 66% or less, or when facing one enemy starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. Ultimate damage delays a single target enemy for 1 turn. So what I'm gonna do is, what do we want to do? I think we'll keep going for now. Yeah, he's only at 300k defense, so we'll keep stacking a little bit, and then we'll use the active skill maybe on the next turn when the hit comes back, like my hit. Let's go with this. So we have the 5. So yeah, Vegeta is supering, we just can't see it. There we go. Nice. So he's at 9.6. Yeah. Sorry for all the yapping, but this is my outlet now. You know. Dokkan talk. We're in Dokkan talking hours, right? We're in hit hours. I didn't see his attack stat. So the super attack is the exact same, which is okay. But like he's dropping a 17 million. Okay. This guy might be worthy of a sticker. He might be worthy of a sticker. He's a hit, right? And if you've been watching some of my sticker showcases, you know that AGL hit, one of the newest. Oh my god. He almost got an additional super. Okay. Well, now that we know that, we know that we can get additional supers with Magetta. I would say the build for Magetta would be additional dodge, right? Mostly dodge. But it's sort of like, don't run it. Don't run Magetta. You're better off just running a unit who's not on hits 220%. Because I don't... What? Okay, so UI took the hit, but he took no damage. Interesting. We have Glorious active. We don't need to do that. We'll keep Khalifa and Kale together, as per usual. The color Kale rotation. Guaranteed evasion. Now, normally I would skip the turns, right? But this is not just about hit anymore. This is about improving. This is about unleashing 120% of our potential, right? Everyone here, except UI, is stacking and Magetta. Everyone here except UI and Magetta is stacking, right? We're constantly improving. The improvement team is what this is. And once we get Tech Kefla's easy A, we can get this Kale out of here, right? Get her off the team. Boo. Maybe even Magetta. Replace Magetta. Get him in the trash. Get him in the dumpster. Yeah. So here's Glorio dropping the 6.6. Now you might be thinking, why is Glorio on the team? Because he is constantly improving as well. He stacks attack and defense. What is it? Attack +9 and defense +6, right? So he's also constantly improving. The entire team is constantly improving thanks to hit improvement. Now what we're gonna actually do right here, we're gonna drop the hit Ghost Usher, and then we're gonna see the full link set, the full power of hit.
Time skip has advanced so much you can't keep up anymore.
Okay. Honestly, I like the active, right? Very powerful. If it were up to me, maybe they could have picked a different voice line, because I feel like it goes too fast for what they're trying to do, right? For the scene they're trying to give us. I think maybe he talks a bit too fast, but I mean, it's not really a problem. So I mean, it's 22. 55% as well. Improvement hit with a greatly raised attack and defense. Can we get one more? Yes, we can. Oh my god, he's cooking. He's actually cooking. Now what we can't forget is that Magetta. You know what? What would be a good idea is if we get Magetta on another rotation, right? Because that way he's actually going to be helping us out. That's a use for Magetta. You take him into a boss. Let's say you're coming in with this team, right? The improvement team featuring Magetta. You want to beat Evolution Blue Vegeta, but you don't know how. That's where Magetta comes in. Because Magetta, you get him on an opposite rotation to the hits, he's going to be supporting, right? We're not no more Magetta slander. No more Magetta slander in this house, right? We are here to constantly improve, because if it wasn't for Magetta, we wouldn't have the extra stats. Because like, it's very powerful. It's just on a unit with a bad kit, right? Like we can't sugarcoat it, right? They gave him good stuff, but then they also covered it within like with garbage, right? It's like the good stuff, you have to really search deep to find what's good about Magetta. And like the only really good thing is just the super attack effect. Because he's a slot 2 unit, right? Because he gets stunned when getting supered. So you're never putting him in slot 1. So which means he's only going to be helping himself and the unit in slot 3 and then next rotation. Instead of himself and then 2 units on that rotation. You know what I mean, right? You know, we couldn't just have that. We couldn't have that. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's the 6, right? Universe 6. You can have 7 units on your team. However, since you can't run Magetta in slot 1, he's only helping out 6 units. You know what I mean, right? So let's take a look, right? So this guy with his super attack effect, I've cracked the code. I've cracked the code. The super attack effect raises attack and defense for 2 turns, right? So that's him. So let's say, let's use this guy as an example, Magetta, right? So we have the hit rotation. We have hit, we have Magetta, and then we have another unit, right? This Vegeta, he supers and Magetta's stunned. So you can't run him in slot 1. So you put him in slot 1. You put him in slot 2. He supers and count with me. 1, 2. So that's 2 already. 3, 4, 5, 6. We've cracked the code. 6 units. He can only help 6 units. That's the reason he only has 6 teams, right? He's only on 6 teams. It's incredible. We've cracked the code. Amatsu, you legend. Amatsu, you legend. Nobody else. This won't really do anything, so we'll keep. The Amatsu intended way. You know what I mean? Only for Universe 6. Only for Magetta. Only Amatsu could bring up something like that, right? Only he could cook up something so amazing, something so incredible. We've cracked the code. He can only help 6 units at a time. Because if he gets supered, he gets stunned. But if you're in slot 2, use super before the boss does. Super bosses? Now that joke would work way better if he actually was on super bosses. But he's not. So it kind of falls flat. Another win for Amatsu and another loss for super bosses. Because legitimately, if he was on super bosses, he would actually probably be a help, right? I'm not coping. We could see Magetta be useful if he was on super bosses, right? If. But they held him back, right? They held back his full potential. But on this team, we're bringing it out, right? We're bringing out the full potential of Magetta. Oh, this is such a great showcase, everyone. Oh my goodness. This is so incredible. I love Universe 6. I love Magetta. I think I'm starting to come around, people. I'm starting to come around. I see the light. I see the Magetta light. I see what they were going for. I see what we're doing. It truly is incredible. The mind of the devs, the mind of Amatsu. No one else understands.
Time to get serious.
But maybe I can. You subscribe right now. You stick with me. And we'll uncover the secrets. We'll uncover the secrets of Magetta. And the secrets of Amatsu. Together, me and you. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay. I really don't know what else to say. I think what we're going to do is we've seen some good numbers, right? What you're going to be seeing in this fight is what you're going to be seeing in a bunch of long events. So we're going to skip on over to Battle Hardened Foes and see how Hit handles when the bosses can super in any slot. We'll bring Magetta along with us because today We're bringing out his full potential. Here's Glorio. This team, you know, I was thinking, man, this team sucks. But once you get what we're going for here, the full potential, once you get the theme of today's video, you'll understand. The double hit, anyone else up, anyone that's down for the double hit. Here we go, everyone. We're up against Kefla. Now, unlucky for us, we did get both hits in the same rotation. It is what it is. But Glorio, with his support, he should be able to help us out. Thank you. So Kefla is stunned. You might not have caught that, but I did. This is what it means to bring out your full potential. You can see what others can't. Right? Once we improve, you'll see what I mean. You know what I mean. There's the second stun. Can we get a third one? Okay, so he's actually going to be a very good unit for battle hardened foes, because as you can see, 3 super attacks and bam, he's actually cooking. This is incredible. Like, you know, throw in some luck. This is not luck. No, this is full potential we're bringing out, and she's stunned. She can't believe it. She can't believe who's at the helm here. Hit leading the charge, and there is the double super. This is mine as well. He might be 55%, but we've got 2 of them, so that's 110% potential right there. Okay, nice crit as well. So Glory with the 5.3, but he is the team support, right? Everyone has their role. Lowers attack and defense as well. You know, the dodging, that's UI Goku, that's Caulifla. The tanks, that's Magetta, that's Kale. And the leaders, the morale boosters. No. The morale booster would be Magetta. You know, technically it actually would be Magetta because he boosts everyone, right? He's actually so incredible, but nobody understands. I don't think anyone gets him. Nobody understands what they were going for. But I've cracked the code, right? I've seen the light. I've seen what the devs have been going for. Because right here, as you can see, we can't boost UI Goku with our attack and defense with two turns, right? But Kale and the rest of the team, the rest of the gang, they're getting buffed by Magetta. That 30% attack and defense. Oh, she's stunned. She is stunned. I completely forgot. I actually completely forgot. But yeah, Magetta and Hit, honestly, they could be a good combo for battle hardened foes. Like, legitimately. Because if Hit can stun the boss, then Magetta can safely go in slot. He can safely go in slot 1. He boosts the allies, and you've got 7. That's, the chance was low, but we got the additional anyway. It's okay, Magetta. It's okay. I understand. We get it, right? We get what they were going for. Yeah. So what we're seeing from Hit is a really good performance, because a lot of these guys, like Kefla is an example of a unit or a boss that can be stunned. If you can't stun them, then he's kind of cooked, right? Not completely, because he does have the dodge, but I mean, if the boss can be stunned, then like having Hit on one rotation and then having Magetta on the other, put him in slot 1 and you've got yourself a time, right? It's actually pretty good. I'm looking forward to this. Now when we're talking mission-based content, right, actual missions, like super bosses versus Broly, you can't stun him. So Magetta is not really going to be a factor. We'll go for a bit more. Like we can see right now, suddenly we're cooked. Because Kefla, she can't be stunned anymore. So, let's do that. UI Goku. Oh, we can't get the super. Dang. Oh, wait, no. Glorio will save us. Yeah. You see what I mean? The team works, people. The team works. Because Magetta, right? Right there, we couldn't hit a super. We couldn't hit a super. But thanks to Glorio, we were able to get that super off. Now, we did die, of course. That sucks. But what we're saying is that hit is really good. And if things go your way, maybe you could bring out the full potential of Magetta. Just maybe. If you stick with me, right? Subscribe to the channel, join the journey, and maybe we could see something good come from this guy. Now, he's not on super bosses, so I actually really don't care. You know, it's like he's like now you might be thinking this entire video was a bit. Legit, it's not. It's not. But like, look at this, man. He would be good. But what is this, man? What is this? What were they going for here? Amatsu, please, never do this again. I understand this celebration. Look at this banner, right? Goku is not a super boss. It is. I understand that this is Universe 6 versus 7. But take a look at this banner for a second. We have super bosses. And then we have another one here, right? Incredible. They're both buffed to super bosses. Why couldn't Magetta be on there? Nobody knows. But anyway, that ends the showcase. Tell me what you think of Hit. Tell me what you think of Magetta. And have you cracked the code, or did this video open your eyes to Magetta and his greatness? I'll see you in the next one.